All right. Uh, so, hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone, whoever has joined this podcast series on success stories. Uh, I am Prashant, your host for today's success stories session, and I am excited to have a special guest with me, Martin Ivanov, and he is four times MVP and as well as certified technical architect in ServiceNow. And yeah, so further, I will give hands on to Martin, and he can give a introduction about himself, about his professional and career things, whatever he has, and then we will start from there.
Okay, good. Good morning from my side. It's morning here at my place, but also good evening or good afternoon for you wherever you are. And thanks for tuning in and thanks for the invite, Prashant.
Yeah,
As you know, my name is Martin, three times MVP, 3 consecutive years, but four times because in the first year there were actually two MVP awards. One of them was the community and then the developer, and I got both of them in 2023. So that is why four times, but in 3 consecutive years. And yeah, before that, I was a rising star in 2023, in 2022. And currently, I'm working as a solution architect at a company which is called Inetum, one of the biggest elite partners worldwide.
yeah. Yeah, so that's nice to hear about you, Martin. And we would be like to hear something like which generally people doesn't hear mostly. So like that could be like what inspired you to start working with ServiceNow platform. It's like you have started from ServiceNow from your initial of your career, or something hit you. Okay, you have to go in ServiceNow platform, and then you have to make your career in ServiceNow world.
Yes. Okay. So it's a very funny story indeed because my university degree has nothing to do with IT. It's environmental
Okay.
engineering, and I have the bachelor and the master of engineering in environmental engineering. And before switching to the IT, I was working for 7 or 8 years in the environmental and sustainability consulting. So if you're interested in topics like greenhouse gas emissions calculation and all that stuff, I can also speak about that. But at some point, I decided to switch to one of my passions, which was the technology. And I actually left my full-time job and I joined a very intensive 6 months long education course, which was about Java development with the Spring MVC framework.
Okay.
So basically, web applications, Java-based web applications, which ServiceNow indeed is. And right after my graduation, I was approached by a company that was doing IT service management consultancy, and I was immediately hired to do BMC Remedy
Okay.
implementations.
Yeah.
But at that point, BMC Remedy had a really very good market share. But at some point, ServiceNow started to speed up and to get more and more market share. And I don't know if you have touched BMC Remedy, but it's quite old-fashioned. It's
Yeah.
difficult to configure, not
Yeah.
really uh, nice user experience and developer experience. And one of my colleagues, which was from the ServiceNow department within the same company, said, "If I show you ServiceNow, you will never touch Remedy again." What happened? I created my PDI. I started exploring, started learning on my own in my free time. And when I was ready, I just applied for a ServiceNow job and I was hired. And this was 7 or 8 years ago. And I love what I'm doing on the ServiceNow platform for these years. And it's never getting boring because new and new things are released. The community is amazing. Thank you for being part of the community, not only you, but all of the hundreds of thousand people that are part of the community, not only the MVPs, but the ServiceNow community team as well. So indeed, yeah, this is what I do. This is how it happened 8 years ago, and I love it.
Yeah, so that was a quite nice, interesting story. So similar goes with me also, like BMC Remedy you mentioned. So they have given me initially to me also, but I quitted it just in 2 weeks. I told them I cannot do further because there was lot of configuration things for doing development in our systems. So that was like for me 1 week it took to configure my system itself. It was not each day some
Yeah, yeah.
this went wrong, that went wrong, some file is missing, and yeah. So similar way I landed out in ServiceNow in 2015. That too.
Yeah, and also you need to take care about Tomcat servers installations,
Yeah.
all that stuff, because BMC Remedy at that point was self-hosted. It was not on the cloud. I mean, yeah, the customers had to install it on their premises, and we, being the ITSM consultants, not most of the time we are not really familiar with the low-level technical details on the on-prem installation, the server management, and all that stuff. And this was also one point in favor of ServiceNow because being a cloud hosted platform, you don't need to take care of all of this stuff. Of course, there are on-prem customers, but compared to the vast amount of the customers, they are not that much.
All right. Like being an MVP, rising star, or serving to the ServiceNow community. So, what motivated you to contribute this ServiceNow community? Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the beginning when I was starting with ServiceNow, I was lost, and I believe that this is valid for everyone who is joining a new ecosystem. There is quite a lot of things to learn. There is quite a lot of things to configure. Most of the time, you do not know how to do it, and there is a luckily there is a good place that you can ask questions. This is the ServiceNow community. So in the beginning I was asking questions to my colleagues, I was asking questions to the community, and the people there were quite supportive, and I was really appreciating this because this was helping me to advance with my career with very fast pace. And at some point, when I learned a thing or two about the platform, or the rabbit holes that one may go into the ServiceNow platform, I actually decided to try to answer questions myself on the community. And I was spending 1 hour, 1 hour and a half in the morning with the community, trying to find questions that I know the answers to and try to reply them. And at some point I started to get more and more appreciation about the correct answers, and I believe this was the snowball effect because uh, contributing to the community in a valuable way and seeing how the community appreciate these contributions, you want to contribute more and more. And I was always open to share my knowledge. I don't want to keep it for myself because this is not the way how we can grow as a community. So yeah, this was the beginning, and the appreciations and the people being thankful is something that motivates me a lot. And then at some point I started writing articles about the things that I learned, and this uh, proved to be a very interesting thing because on one hand you help the community, but also when you write an article you document something for yourself, and maybe in 2 3 4 years when you face the same problem you search in the community, and at some point you arrive at your own article, which is quite funny. But yeah, kind of a way to document knowledge. And talking about the snowball effect, I can still remember my first knowledge in 2022. I was really surprised when a lot of people were stopping me and saying, "Oh, come on, you're Martin. I'm following you. I'm reading your articles. Can we take a selfie?" And this sense of appreciation is priceless. And this is also something that is motivating me to continue doing it.
Yeah, so yeah, that is like really nice when someone stop us for certain kind of things, like you are doing XYZ things, you are doing some good stuff. So I think that feeling is really awesome when someone does that, because I go in our meetups and like similar kind of experience I also face. But in future also, I am also looking for like knowledge events sometime in future. Hope it comes for us soon. So I am also waiting for one time visit for that big event for service now.
Yeah. So haven't you been to
No,
Knowledge
not
yet?
yet.
Or oh, I really, really hope that you will make it sometime because it's an amazing experience. I mean, so many people, most of them, if you have been part of the community for quite some time, you know the faces, you know the stories, and it's totally amazing to stop by the people and just exchange a few words. And it's something that I really
Yeah.
appreciate. And during my first knowledge, I try to attend as many sessions as I can. From that knowledge on, I've been another two times in Vegas. Luckily, this year I'm going again. I'm going to present, but I'm not trying to attend all of the sessions that I can anymore because it doesn't make sense. Your mind is blown with a lot of knowledge, but at some point, it's quite difficult to remember and to put everything in your conscious thinking. So what I'm trying to do now is to connect with as many people as I can, because with the time I realized that the most valuable resource is the network that we are building.
Yeah. All right. So I think I will be visiting soon as soon as I get some opportunity. So definitely I would like to visit sometime in future, but not this year. Definitely I will try for next coming years. And so you have your journey, very interesting journey I find, because you have done like rising star, you have been rising star, you have been community MVP, ServiceNow developer MVP, basically now ServiceNow MVP and CTA as well. So I think last 4 or 5 years of yours was really interesting one so far I find. And there would be like huge changes, like before 5 years how you used to be and now how you used to be. So like how do you feel that journey, like ups and downs, or it was really interesting and you have learned so many things? So how do you translate your journey from these all titles with rising stars, MVP, and then CTA now?
Yeah, all these definitely help, but it's not the title that make you grow. It's the other way around. The way that you grow is bringing the title. So, yeah, and in the beginning, I told you I was a junior developer, basically entry level, and I was doing really basic stuff like configuring catalog items and all that stuff. But when you work for a customer, customers always have these really funny requirements. Most of them. Um, are things that have been implemented, but quite often it happens to have a unique requirement, something that you need to really push your thoughts on onto how to achieve it. You need to explore different stuff, and up to some point, it's really funny to dig deeper into the code to try to experiment. Of course, there is an imposter syndrome when you are not able to achieve something with a certain period of time, but this is how the developer life goes. And of course, at that point, I was not feeling really confident. But with the time, with the different experiments, with the collaboration that I had with colleagues, with the people in the community, I actually learned quite a lot of stuff. And I decided that at some point I need um, to make the next step. And yeah, from a junior developer, then I was hired in another company as a senior developer. Then I was promoted to a developer lead, which meant that I basically had to take care of the development teams, to provide the best practices, to uh, mm, try to make the team to stick to the best practices, basically to be responsible of the quality of the delivery that we have. And this gave me another viewpoint a little bit higher. So I started seeing not only the low level application, the low level the pieces of code basically, but the different interactions between the applications and the dependencies that we need to take care of, and all that stuff. And I think that this naturally brought me to the position of an architect, because knowing the technical details and the structure of the software system is one thing, but being a technical architect or solution architect also involves another set of qualities, which is the customer interaction. So basically, we need now to communicate to the customer, try to understand what the requirements. The customer is not able to define the end requirements that they want to achieve, because this is not their job. They want something to work. Most of the time, they do not know how to make it work, and this is what we do. We're trying to translate their wishes, their end goals into the technical designs, and this is a whole another world in communication with the stakeholders, with the developers, with the business process consultants. So basically, involves way more than being just a developer and implementing separate stories, separate functionalities. And it's a really interesting path, to be honest. Of course, one of my previous bosses was saying, with bigger titles comes the
Yeah.
bigger responsibility. Yes, this is true. Now we need to take a little bit more responsibilities, because we are the ones who are in charge with the design of the system. And if at some point this system doesn't work as expected, or the performance is low, or it doesn't satisfy the customer requirements, we are the ones to blame. So yeah, it involves a little bit more responsibility, but also the satisfaction when the end goal is achieved is way bigger.
All right. So that was like a nice one. I do have something like what areas of ServiceNow do you specialize, and how people can build certain expertise on different modules, or the people has to stuck on two module or three module, or like how, what do you think about that? How people should approach across modules?
Yeah, so the service now is the amount of modules and the amount of functionality is growing exponentially. Let's say with every new release, we get new modules, new things involved. For example, when I was starting, there was no financial modules, there was no telco module. It was ITSM, ITBM, the performance analytics, the platform itself, and the IRM stuff. And with the time, the modules were growing and growing. So my advice here will be, if you want to be a really tight specialist, get a module, go through the now learning courses, but do not stop there. Get a PGI, install the module, and try to get into every single corner of this module. Try to learn what are the things that you need to take care of. Maybe look through the community. Now you can also look the AI tools that we have to ask what are the very specific details about the module that one can learn. But if you want to really grow into the career ladder and go from just a developer on a specific module to a developer lead and then to the architect, you need to take the path of a T-shaped a professional. I don't know if you have heard this term, but basically T, like you need to go into one or two modules deep. So this is this part of the T, but you also need to be able to know the vast amount of the platform, at least on a very high level, just to know how the module where you have the deep knowledge interacts with the other modules, what are the dependencies, and what you need to take care of when you are developing. And more or less, this is what happened with me. I started in a company which had implemented the ITSM module and the ITBM, which is now SPM. Back in the days, it was called ITBM. And I gained my knowledge on the ITSM and most of it also on the ServiceNow platform. What I really like are the integrations, the different type of integrations. So even now, having more broader knowledge on the platform, when someone asks me where is your superpower, I tend to say the platform, the ITSM, the integrations, And my recent passion is the performance, because we see quite a lot of customers who are starting to have performance issues because of the different implementations that have happened throughout the years. Quite often, one team is implementing something, another team is implementing another thing, and it happens that they do not take care of the performance impact that one implementation has on the platform, or on the another implementation of the another team. And yeah, this is what I'm recently doing for two customers, the performance
Okay,
optimization.
that's nice. All right. So, if I ask you, like, what is your favorite ServiceNow module?
Well, yeah, it's not a module, it's the
Okay.
platform itself, the different things that you can achieve with both no code and pro code solutions. I know that there is a trend to speak about no code, but I still like and love the pro code solutions, because this is actually how you solve the most complex issues. Yes, the platform capabilities of no code development are solving quite a lot of issues, but sometimes we face issues that cannot be solved with the no code capabilities, and this is where the real hardcore developments are coming.
Yeah.
And yeah, my favorite thing is the platform itself and the development environments, like the studios that it provides. Basically, the things that are helping us to automate the workflows,
Yeah.
the flow designer, the scripted solutions, the integrations, all that stuff.
Yeah.
How about you? What do you like on the platform?
So on platform generally, if module wise, if I talk, so my favorite one is custom applications. So it's like a deviation from no code or low code, but the career started from my custom application experience, where I have built around like till 3 years, 4 years. I have worked on custom application mostly, starting of my career, and then after that, year on year, I have worked on other custom applications which one company has. So I really like those to build custom solutions based on other requirement which is not fulfilled out of the box, or which is not present in the system. So I generally like to build a custom application, but these days ServiceNow as a platform has grown so big. They have a lot of things already achieved as part of out of the box version. So right now, the client specification doesn't go towards a custom application because they get the solution present in ServiceNow out of the box things. So I think clients are not moving more towards custom application now, but it was my favorite one earlier.
Yeah, yeah, and still there is quite a lot of custom applications that are serving very specific
Yeah,
needs in the customers, and either it might happen that the person who is in charge of the project have implemented these, and then these need to evolve and to be maintained. So it's still interesting, but there is another case where someone else has implemented the scope solution, and then you as a consultant are in charge to maintain it, to take care about the performance issues or for the updates. So it's still a skill that is needed on the platform, even though ServiceNow is releasing more and more pre-built solutions. I believe that the scripted solutions, the scoped applications, will be around for quite some time.
yeah, because I think if I talk about custom things, so some company has some unique requirement, like they need some separate application or which is already there, but they want it separate from lot of things, and they want it to be built custom. So it's like a different story altogether. It depends on the client or customer. So how they have to manage the process basically,
Yeah.
because we have solutions on integration side. We have multiple spokes, but still people try to write a scripted rest message, and then we have REST message created in the system, and then lot of things happens, but that spoke is present in the system. So there are lot of things which is present is still be on background, does the same old traditional way of doing some things.
Yes, yes, and on the other hand, the spokes are good. They are giving some basis, some ground to start the integrations, but quite often it happens that this needs to be edited a little bit. So in order to face to solve the specific customer challenges, and this is also why the scripting skills and the pro code development is a skill in demand currently.
Yeah. So that's why like ServiceNow is having that flexibility, like platform is giving that flexibility, like you can go other solutions also rather than out of the box. And mostly like the customer or our clients, they are trying to be in out of the box version, because we have to maintain it for longer time if something custom is created or any process is developed. So we have to maintain it for longer time. During each upgrades, we have to check whether our functionality doesn't break anywhere, and then we have to like test time to time those things which is custom created.
Yeah. And
Yeah, so do you,
if
I
if I
think this thing is, yeah, go ahead, Martin.
if I throw back to your initial questions, what is motivating me and what keeps me going on the platform? Having different customers with different industries with different requirements is something that is making our job to be interesting on a daily basis. So it's not something that is repeating on a daily basis the same thing, but quite often you see different requirements, things that you have not seen previously, and this basically keeps me alive because I need to think about the solutions, and I get a really good fulfillment sense of fulfillment when I actually be able to create the solution and come up with the solution for the specific case. So this is another thing that is motivating me. Unfortunately, I do not have that much time recently to document the things that I'm doing. So I'm not posting that many articles, be it because of the multiple projects that I'm working on, or the kids that I'm having right now, because they are also consuming quite a lot of time. But um, what I have in my to-do list for 2025 is to get back on track with the content creation. So I hope that I'll start writing back anytime soon with the community and with the different forums that I'm creating articles for.
Yeah, I also noticed that for a couple of time, like you are not having some content which you like used to do. So much of content, like we try to see every week something is posted, and that is like something different. We used to do regular activities, and still like while sharing knowledge, we definitely learn something new most of the time, because okay, we will see, okay, we have to share some knowledge and we will learn some new things there. Okay, yeah, we can do this also in service now. So still if I talk about myself, I still see there are a lot of hidden platform features which is still not like we are not aware. Still there are some features, and every time we are surprised with such kind of features. We will notice, okay, this can be done, this is very easy to do in service now. So there are a lot of things which is hidden, and we explore it day by day whenever we try to dig in some new topics inside service now. So I think platform wise it is so much big, and feature wise it is huge. So there are a lot of things in in terms of features
Yeah,
if I talk.
and this also imposes another challenge, because for people like me and you and basically any other MVP that want to stay updated with every new functionality, it becomes quite difficult to read the release notes, and also to get some hands-on experience. It's basically impossible to say it directly. It's impossible to have hands-on experience on everything. One just needs to accept it at some point and try to focus their time on the things that they like. Yeah, we still need to be aware of the new things that are coming to the platform, but basically it's absolutely impossible to have hands-on experience on everything. And quite often when you say that you're an MVP or CTA, people have the expectations that you know everything. No, this is not true. It is impossible to know everything, and there is no a person alive that knows everything on the now platform. I can say it directly.
Yeah, that's right. Definitely, because many people share something which they do not share usual knowledge, but they do share something where we are working. Our team members, okay, we have this feature in ServiceNow. Are you aware? So this thing comes every time we work on any project. We will get some two three features. We will learn new. Okay, this feature were already present in ServiceNow system, but we were not aware. So I think there are a lot of hidden things already present in ServiceNow system. As soon as we work on that specific part, we try to learn and we try to share that knowledge as soon as possible. Because while sharing, what happens, like people like us share the knowledge so that people don't stuck on something, or people don't try to create unnecessary scripting while it is already available based on configuration part. So if we talk about
Yeah.
change management, there are a lot of things which we can configure rather than writing a script. So in change management, there is a lot of things in HR, FSM. So there are these modules, lot of things are present, but sometimes people try to write code. So every time like code is not good. Sometimes it is good when you don't have any other options. So definitely we have to write something and then we have to accomplish certain requirements.
Yeah, absolutely. And uh, here comes the community, and more specifically the MVP cohort, because you know that we have this dedicated Slack channel. And my way of working, and I believe not only mine, is whenever I face a challenge or an issue that I have no direct solution to, one of my first go-to places is this Slack channel. So I'm basically asking if someone else has solved this issue somehow, luckily with out-of-the-box capabilities. And I believe that this collaboration with the MVPs and with the people who have more knowledge on the platform is really crucial for us to be able to come up quickly with the best possible solutions. So this is another thing that is motivating me to be part of this community and to contribute, but also to consume knowledge from it.
Yeah. So yeah, that was nice. And what do you think about like certifications, like how it is important and how it could be beneficial for one person?
Well, certifications, it's a controversial topic because when people are hiring, when companies or customers are hiring someone, they look at the certifications. So certifications have been designed to prove that you know something. And quite often, when you enter a specific certification course, there is a statement which says before going to the certification, you need to have at least 6 months of hands on experience, which most of the time is not true. People are going through the courses first, and when they get the certification, they believe that they are ready for the implementation, which I believe is not true. And I can give you an example. I got my ITSM certification 4 years after I touched the ITSM for the first time. And it was really easy to go through the course and to go through the certification exam just because I have touched these things, even though not knowing something by heart. If I started to think about the things that I have touched or started to think logically, I was able to come up with the solution. And I believe this is the right way to get certified. Of course, this is a way to prove in front of the customers that you have some knowledge. But what I'm saying here is that the certification itself doesn't prove anything. What proves that you have the knowledge is the hands-on experience, and this refers back to what I told you when I was talking about the T-shaped specialist. So if you want to really explore something and you want to really become an expert in something, you need to touch it hands-on. The course itself will not provide the skills for you to be an implementer that can manage the implementation by your own. Basically, if you start the implementation for a customer only based on the certification, most probably you will fail, and someone else will have um, to clean up the stuff that you're doing. So, certification is good, but the hands-on experience is better,
Is important.
and it is it is best if you have them both under your belt, so the certification along with the hands-on experience. This is what makes you really a true expert in a specific module.
Yeah. Yeah, because like people generally think, okay, if they have done certain course, they have to do certifications. Many people have that kind of mentality. So I think we should like try to work first on a specific thing, and then we should think about certifications if it is required. Basically, it's not mandatory by anyone. So it is only mandatory when your company tells you, okay, we have some customer coming, you have to do some certifications. And then we need to say, oh, hey, I have to get some experience on this. And if you already have experience, you can go ahead with that course which is behind that certification, and we have to complete that course. And then we need to we also get lab instance as part of that course, and we can try it out ourselves also. And then you can see how confident
Yeah,
you are in that specific topic or the certification side. So it depends like mostly how
yeah,
you are
but
learning it.
yeah, also, but you it's good that you refer to the lab instance, but quite often they provide the step-by-step guidance on how to configure the lab. What I would prefer is to have an assignment and to be left on your own to come up with the solution. This is what really makes you learn, because if you go through a step-by-step guide, you will not remember anything on the next day. I
Yeah,
can say it.
exactly. So I think I have also done some of the certifications. So I was literally preparing my notes also, like how the flow
Yeah,
works generally. Because while you generate your flow on your paper, you will find, okay, what is flowing where, and what stage the xyz thing is happening, and how the flow executes. Because we are having certain flow for each module. Like first you have to go this, and then you have to configure this, and then we have to approach other things uh, to do these things. So I think it is quite good when you approach in a right way, but it is not mandatory every time to do certification basically.
yeah, yeah. And I know people that have 11, 12. I also
Yeah,
know people who have all of the 21.
I also
You have the 21
I also have 13,
or no?
14. But if I
Okay.
say, so I have experience on 12 modules basically out of 14, which I have
Yeah.
done. And two are part of my training metrics. So where I have done the training from ServiceNow, and then uh, I have done certification while learning the course. It was Sam and Ham. Rest all, rest all I have worked minimum 6 months to 1 year mostly, and then I have completed those certification.
Okay. Yeah, basically I stopped when I got my 4 or 5 certifications that were needed for the CTA. And then when I got the CTA 1 year after that, I started to work for a customer in a domain separated environment. I learned a lot of things about the domain separation and the service providers basically. And when I completed the project 1 year after that, I decided why not get the certification just to have it under my belt. And again, it was quite easy because I knew and I had the hands-on experience on that stuff. So yeah, I truly believe that this is the right way.
Yeah. So yeah, so that's the thing. And so I will jump into CTA part now. So like, how did you like motivated yourself, or like the company has asked you like we have CTA requirement, or how you pursued it, what motivated you for that?
It was a combination of both. I wanted to have it for myself because I truly believe that this is a very deep technical course that we need to get in order to step onto the architect part. In fact, there is nothing technical in the program. This is, I don't know how deep you have you gone into your research, but despite the program being named Certified Technical Architect, there is no technical part in it. Basically, what you'll learn on the platform on the course is first of all how to speak to the stakeholders, how to articulate the value of the platform, how to think about designing different solutions, how to present them. So you will learn also presentation skills. You will learn data security. You will learn another stuff, but you will not learn technical details on the ServiceNow platform. So be prepared about that. And yeah, I went to my manager, told them that I want to get the certification. On the other hand, you know that for companies, in order to maintain the partnership status with ServiceNow, they need to have a certain amount of CTAs and CMAs within the team. So we agreed that I will put the effort and the company is going to pay for it. So it was a shared effort, let's say. And at the end, I was happy because first of all, I got the higher level overview of the things that we are doing. Basically, understood what the actual job of the architect is and how an architect should behave in their daily life. But also, I met really qualitative people with different backgrounds. Few of them were experts in the CMDB, few of them were experts on integrations, some of them were experts in CSDM. I was covering another topics, and what we managed to do is to have a really good collaborative group. Because I don't know if you're aware, but when you enter the cohort, you will be separated in groups on 5 or 6 people, and you can either work on yourself and pretend to be part of the group or fully utilize the potential of the group. What we managed to do with our group is to fully utilize the potential and to learn from each other, and we are still helping each other on various topics. I'm in a very close relationship with one of the guys in our cohort, and we are helping each other a lot. Like this now became not only a partnership on the service now, but a friendship. So we're talking non-service now related stuff and all that. Another topics that typical friends are exchanging on this kind of conversations. But yeah, the program is good because you're getting on the one hand very high level overview of what an architect does, but also you're getting an invaluable network that you can refer to for life afterwards. So it's a valuable program, and I truly wish you to be part of a collaborative group and to try to get the maximum out of it.
Yeah, definitely. So I am, so next, my next target is basically that only. But as soon as I will check, like as soon as the company tells okay we have to go for that, then definitely I will look for that, because it requires some time also. We have to give some time to that. We should not be like much occupied in our projects, day to day projects, because if we didn't give much time, then it will not be a much benefit. But we have to give time. If I am pursuing CTA journey, I should give some time to this journey also, right? So
Right.
that's why like I thought okay, if whenever we are having some bandwidth every week, we have some bandwidth, then I think I can opt for that based on my company support respectively. So I will proceed with that. So my next target is basically for CTA only. So let's see after all.
I'm with that amount of knowledge and that amount of experience that you have, I'm confident that you will make it. You will go through it. Unfortunately, what I hear recently is that the CTA capstone exam which used to be a real life person interview with
Okay.
CMAs and CTAs, is now an exam that you complete on now learning or on Criterion. But still, it's a valuable thing. I think that it's quite difficult to find these examiners. I have been
Oh,
myself an examiner 2 or 3 times, and it is really interesting to hear what how people are approaching different problems. But unfortunately, Service now decided to give up this approach and move to the
exam.
CTA certification to an exam. Yeah.
Yeah, I have heard that from some of the people. Like now it has changed. Some exam is happening right now, so we have heard that. So let's see how it happens. I think let's see when my journey starts, and then I will definitely connect with some people like you who has already done.
Yeah. Feel free to reach out and ask whatever you want to. I'm willing to help,
Yeah.
basically.
And if I talk, so it's not like some restriction thing, but what were the biggest obstacle you have encountered as part of your CTA?
Um, well, it was not an obstacle, but in the past, when I was applying to the CTA, it was quite difficult to get into the cohort on the first place. Now I think that they have solved this issue. Apart from that, because of the way that we organized our work within the group, we did not face any big challenges. And as part of the CTA program, you will have to present on 2 topics, right? Because there are 8 weeks and there are, I don't know how many topics, 15 or 20, and each group member have to present on 2 topics. And what we agreed in the beginning is that everyone will take one topic that they are confident with, but also another topic that they have no clue about, in order to utilize the group knowledge and to be able to learn something rather than presenting something that they know by heart. And I think that this was really beneficial for everyone, because in this second topic that we were presenting, that we were not familiar with, we had a really extensive collaboration with the group. There were internal lectures that we organized for each other. For example, one of our team members had 2 or 3 sessions for our group on the topic of CSDM, and this is where I learned a lot about the CSDM. And yeah, this is kind of a challenge, but we found the best way to solve it. So it was not really a challenge; it was just another learning opportunity.
Yeah. So yeah, because definitely if there is CTA, we will definitely try to learn something different what we used to do, because there is some designed way or a certain approach which we might need to follow in front of our customers doing some architecture. So that is like a knowledge or separate thing which we have to think about the process, how we have to do those architecture for our clients in a better way. Because I think why it is good, because there will be lot of experienced people joining with us and we would be learning with each other. So, and people will be sharing their experiences, like how they used to be doing these things. Like there could be some 15-year experienced people who might be our cohort there, right? And I think this could be a much interesting one, and we will definitely try to overcome some things for us. Definitely there would be a lot of improvements when I go for this a program, and after completion of program I would be definitely learning a lot of things, I'm sure about that. Because I know
Absolutely.
where I lack sometimes. So I think that can be covered as soon as we complete certain kind of designated courses, or the uh, time duration which I will be spending with those guys. So definitely I will learn some new things and different things, and how to like deal with the things which happens with our customer. So I think I will learn so much of things there. So that's why I am interested more on that part, because I have seen people has grown so much after completing these courses, their approach has changed how it used to be earlier. So it is like nice to do. I will definitely try to do in future.
Of course, yeah, yeah. Wish you luck with this. It's not easy to
Yeah,
get into the cohort, but you will definitely benefit of
yeah,
it.
definitely. I will try my best on that, and I will see like how best can I do for myself for this program. So I think I am done with my things, Martin. So thank you, Martin. That was an amazing session, and thank you for everyone who have joined us. And special appreciation to Martin also, because he has made this discussion more engaging, because he was relating the things how he has done in his journey, and this session but was about that only, like how his journey was there on ServiceNow MVP journey, Rising Star journey. So I think I will look forward for an insightful conversation in future as well. So again, many thanks to Martin for making this session successful.
Yeah, pleasure was all mine. Thank you for having me, and thanks for the this podcast that you're doing, because I think it's really valuable for the people who are entering the ecosystem and who are trying to figure out what their career path should look like in the future. So thank you for having me, and thanks for everything,
Yeah,
Prashant, and thanks for everyone who joined in.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.